Welcome. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Joey Wobbs. This time, that is Lewis, not the host this time. And we are on Off the Cuff. This is a channel for us to just kind of get whatever we want off our chests. As you know, this is not a show for people who are under 18 because we will be billing it the entire time and just talking our shit. So allow us to have our conversation. If you guys have something to say, you're more than welcome to enter in the chat. We will be speaking to the chat, of course. We always speak to the chat. That's just a Lewis friendly. We always do. When Lewis is here, we're going to be speaking to the chat. That's just what it's going to be. Tomorrow, we will have a show with Goonie for another Off the Cuff. So they're going to be coming thick and fast. And I probably will be doing watch-alongs parallel to Lewis. So when Lewis goes off, I'll probably be going on. So we'll be getting a lot more active. Activities going to be happening.
Let's go.
Well, and because it makes me feel good. I'm not going to lie. Me getting on the channel and talking makes me feel good. So I need to do it more often. I was neglecting it for a bit. So it's going to be something that, is going to happen more often. So, today was
Ladies and gentlemen, it's match day.
We had a game today. As benign as it felt, didn't even feel like a game really happened as much as because the players that we played out on the pitch and the team that we played, for lack of better words, they were our garden.
Mm-hmm. And you know why it doesn't feel like it's a match day? Because nobody's moaning. There's nothing to complain about.
Moan to, that's literally it, right? Like they had nothing to moan to. Like Forest lost, so we didn't drop our spot today. We didn't lose our spot in the table today. And B, if anybody thought we were going to lose to your garden, I'm sorry. I go back to it. You're not a Chelsea fan if you really believe we were going to lose every single time we step onto the pitch. You're not a Chelsea fan. You're just a hater. That's all it is.
Even now, you're just way too pessimistic, and you need to bill it as well with us. Because, boy,
yeah, for
your
real.
garden. I was actually arguing with people in my chat about it. They were telling me, it's still a semi-final. It's still 11 versus 11. It's still a dangerous team. Oh, we lost to Legia. And I'm like, really?
We lost to Legia how? After what?
After being 3-0 up, bro.
Exactly.
No context about that game.
No context whatsoever. No context whatsoever. It's kind of
how you can just watch a game of football, right? And just see that they aren't asked. They can't be bothered. So why would you take it seriously then?
The funny thing is Arsenal fans try to justify PSG the same way. Remember how, at Villa came back from being down, what was it, 4-5-1 at one point?
I think 5-1, yeah.
Yeah, it was 5-1, and they brought it back to 5-4 in the end, or 6-4.
Something close to it, yeah. They just didn't get the last
close in the end, but they try to justify it in that manner of look what Villa did to PSG in this game. Well, PSG already felt like the tie was over. Does that context ever get put into play?
And we didn't even get that close to the tie being level. That
their tie was
one goal.
Never gonna be that close. The funny thing is, people laugh at your garden, but I think I sent you the tweet a while back. Arsenal lost to your garden in 2018 or something like that, and got knocked out. It was
yes. Yeah, I'm bringing that to back again. Thank you for that.
They lost the tie. If you go into our Twitter, there's a picture somewhere. You'll be able to find it in there. Our Twitter.
That must have been like a 90s or something.
Maybe. It didn't say the date.
But yeah, it doesn't say the season. Once I actually want to find out.
Yeah.
Arsenal, your garden.
I didn't check. I was I felt like they probably would have had
Invincible season.
It was.
It's the women. Oh,
okay.
I'm still running with it. I'm running with it.
It was the women. No wonder why they cut off all of the top part of it.
Yeah, bro. Now it makes sense. I'ma still just bring up that random screenshot with no other context because we don't get context. Why should they?
Ever.
Fun
Like,
that.
after the tie, you're just like, at least we didn't lose to your garden.
Certain man lose to your garden, certain man. Ooh.
You know, good tweet. You know, get one of them tweets in.
Yeah, you gave me an idea, innit? You literally just gave me an idea. I'm doing that right now. So how are we gonna do this? Beating your garden ain't for everybody.
Yeah, something shameless like that, bro. Something shameless like that.
And I'll at the Arsenal admin, even though he blocked me. You can hold that. There we are. There we are. Shout out the chat though. Make sure you're running up the likes as well.
Yeah,
and if any of you guys ain't
subbed,
everyone
coming in up the Chelsea, of course, up the Chelsea, and I appreciate you guys coming in and having your say. I find it funny. When we did that, the flamometer, Samit's little thing that he put together for the points tally and stuff. I told people that Forest was going to lose to Brentford. I told people, and people laughed at me about it. But I know the way that Forest's injuries are currently, where their injury situation is currently, bro, they might not win many games by the end of the season.
Who did I have out?
Yeah, let's see.
Because I know Chris Wood was out for a bit, but he's been back, and they still haven't really got back.
They just have not played well, and they had Olaina back today, and he didn't play well either.
He had the bad slip for the first goal.
Yeah,
both of them was just direct, straight from the goalkeeper to the other side of the pitch.
Well, it looks like they're getting healthier from the looks of it. Just from
but the form isn't. That's
the
just
form is the other side of it, right?
It's
like the form's not doing. They're not playing that well either.
Now look at that Palace game. I wouldn't trust them against any of our rivals after Newcastle and City. They might have something for us. They might. You got a bunch of players there who are all competing to try and get into the FA Cup final team. Might have something to show. Who knows?
Yeah, let's see the rest of Forest's games. Let's put it on the screen real quick and we'll talk about it. Can you send me that link to the flamometer? Maybe we do that again.
Yeah, give me one, so I'll private chat. What was the guy's name again?
Samit.
Yeah, Flame of Samit. That's it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So they got Palace, and they got Leicester, West Ham, and Forest, and us.
I still think Palace is our only real saving grace, actually. West Ham are a pile of garbage. And Leicester could be something because it's a big derby, but they're so trash. They're so bad.
So bad, bro. But it'll be like Vardy's last derby.
Oh my gosh, the headlines already just off that. Yeah, Vardy's your only hope.
Yeah, literally.
But I'm not even setting myself up for that one.
And not for nothing, they played Palace on Monday too, so it's like Thursday to Monday. Like they and like I said, for the type of form that they're on, I wouldn't expect them to win that game. I really wouldn't. I like, especially against Palace. I really wouldn't expect them.
I hear it because like Palace at the very least are coming off some good momentum. They're not. So it could really be anything, but they're our only hope. They're our only hope in that one. If that's not the case, I'll start looking back towards Newcastle and Man City a bit more. And as long as Lavia's fit, I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm confident as long as Lavia's fit for all of our games.
I think people are more scared of St. James's Park than they am of Newcastle, if anything.
So, okay, this is updated. Cool.
Yeah, updates with every match.
Very nice.
Samit really did good work with this one.
He did do good work. This is very good work.
Like the original one didn't even have Villa. He just added them for the fun of it.
Yeah. So, all right. So for the conversation piece, right? I think, to be honest here, I think we actually win against Liverpool. I'm gonna be honest. I think that I don't think that they're good enough to have a couple people on the beach and for them to beat us. That's my opinion. As good as Salah is, like I don't think they're good enough to have a couple players on the beach and a week of celebrating for them to beat us.
That's to say they even played their strongest 11. That's the thing.
Yeah,
because I heard someone say that Slot already mentioned about playing Chiesa against us. I don't know if that's true or
which
not.
means probably no Salah if it's Chiesa.
That would be insane though, because Salah's still got records he's trying to break. I think.
I mean, bro, records to break something you think that Salah's actually going for?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's why there was rumors of like if he leaves Liverpool, he could still stay in the Prem. I think from a personal perspective,
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that's important to Salah.
You think so?
I just don't think that's. I think getting this title was what was important.
Oh, overall,
right?
Yeah,
but I don't think that.
Done.
I don't
now
think that the 20 and 20 thing that Mons is trying to have Salah shoot for. I don't think it's that important to them. That's just my opinion.
What makes you think that though?
I think wear and tear on the body specifically. This year he really didn't get a break. Like there was, I think maybe one or two games, but he didn't get a break, and he meant that on purpose. Because even next year, bro, he's gonna have AFCON. Like the team's gonna need to perform without him.
So he's on 28 and 18. So he's just looking for 2 assists.
Big
you know what?
PSB every single time. Thank you, Mons. I appreciate you, G.
Big up my
Big
G's.
up,
Big up the Big Sixpence gang. So like, if he only needs 2 assists, I'm now leaning towards you a bit more. But it's more because like you can do that with there's 4 games left. You have time.
I don't think Billy. I don't think it's. I really have this doubt that he's really trying to go for it like that. And if he's only 2 assists away, he really doesn't even have to play next game for it to be a thing.
You could do that against Arsenal. If not, it's Brighton and Palace afterwards. Brighton, I could see him walking both of those games. So, hey, maybe.
All right, so let's go through it. Let's say we draw against to Liverpool just for the sake of our conversation. Okay. I think I
won't front.
I believe Palace beat Forest. Okay,
I could see that.
This is actually an interesting game with the way that Wolves is playing, and I don't think City have been playing that well for them to just give them. But I don't know. Is Haaland back yet?
Training. I don't think he's ready to play yet.
I think we beat Liverpool too musty, but we're just doing this for the sake of our conversation.
Yeah, still in training. Pep said he's getting better. Didn't really.
See, this is the only game I see City potentially dropping points in. Bournemouth.
I don't know. I wouldn't sleep on Bournemouth and Fulham.
Huh?
Bournemouth and Fulham got Conference League to play for.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, Fulham's in 8th, so they're in the Conference League.
Playing, bro, they've been just cooking everybody. They're the most important team in the league right now.
Bournemouth are a point behind Fulham, and Fulham are in 8th, so they both will have something to play for. It's just Southampton. That Newcastle one, like another reason why it's so must win is because Southampton and Leicester.
We could just knock that out. We give this one to them.
Yeah, I still would.
I'm saying Brighton. I already put money on this.
I'm following your theory on that one. I hear it.
They haven't beaten in 2 years, bro. And Joelinton's out for the rest of the year. Yeah, this could be a draw.
Yep. Because Villa are another one that seemed to be dropping form at the wrong time.
Let's just give City the win out.
Oh, you're saying City go 4 for 4? Or are we just trying to envision something?
Let's just say that, right?
Okay.
There's probably one draw in there, so let's just do it that way. I think I'm going to be honest. I think we win these 2 games and we draw this. That's how I think the rest of the season goes.
I swear, if we draw United, mate,
it's gonna fucking happen. When is the?
I can't even talk it down with our record.
Questions. When's the Europa League final? Because I think it's right in between these 2 games. And then when is the?
No, I think it's after. Because Conference League is 3 days after Forest, so I'd assume the Europa League final would be that
must
weekend.
Be after then. Okay, all this is after then.
21st, huh? Whoa. Oh shit, yo, wait, it might be. Yeah, no, it is before.
That's what I was
saying.
The
Europa League is before the end of the season.
Yeah, because remember, Lewis, remember how late it was in the season when West Ham won it? Remember how it was like when they won conference. They won it like mad late in the season, bro.
Why is the Europa League final the one that's played before the end of the campaign, though?
Yeah, Mike's is right about that.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Matt. I ain't got any hope for that either. That is so weird. Well, whatever. That's the way they've set it up then, but I thought it'd be conference on the midweek and then Europa that weekend and the Champions League the weekend after that. And clearly not. So where does that have us? Okay, still in Champions League just by... Is that 2 points or goal difference?
That's points.
68
probably
points.
Beat them in goal difference, actually, at that point.
Oh, yeah. Especially with the victory at
Newcastle and goal get difference, so it'd be 4th with the way that I have it.
Damn. Just like that. This is what 2 back-to-back wins can do for us, bro. This is why my whole energy has just been win your damn game.
You want to know something? I think if we beat Liverpool, too, like, let me see here. Yeah, that's why that could be the other way that I see it going too. We beat Liverpool, we draw to Newcastle. We have to beat Forest last day of the season to get it.
Fucking hell, man. That would be a ridiculous end to the campaign.
Let's just say this, right?
One win and a draw would... You'd have to have Forest drop points somewhere else too.
Yeah. I was just thinking, like, how bad could we go? You know what I'm saying? I don't think we could really drop points, but yeah.
Yeah. Well,
we'd have to beat them. We're gonna have to beat them at the end of the season, literally.
Or just like do our fucking job against United for once.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's genuinely it's getting disgraceful.
Bro, this team already has done a run like this at the end of the season. I wouldn't put it past them to go on a run like this either. Like
Same
they did last year.
Same, but it's like, look, we need to have
especially if they can get past Liverpool. If they get past Liverpool, bro, I honestly think we'll beat the rest of the teams. We'll beat Newcastle. Say we draw to United. But if we beat Newcastle, right?
Clear by a point. And what if we beat United too? Just want to see where.
So we would be in 4th.
70.
If we beat Liverpool, Newcastle, and draw the back two games, we would be in 4th. Because we have a better goal difference than Newcastle right now, I'm pretty sure. We have a better goal difference than everybody outside of City, if I'm not mistaken.
I think we might be level with City. Let me just have a check. No, we aren't. They're on 23. We're on 19.
Actually, Newcastle's goal difference.
Oh yeah, Newcastle too.
Okay. Well,
Oh shit. It's just Forest and Villa that we have over them. Fuck.
yeah.
I'll be so real though. If they don't beat United, whatever happens is on them. It's
Yeah.
on them.
I mean, I think it's still like I really think that this Liverpool game could really do it here.
Oh yeah, in terms of like confidence, even if it is a Liverpool team rotated.
Yeah, like that's what I think.
that.
That's where I'm going with it, though. It's like if you beat Liverpool this weekend, then the confidence could take you all the way through the rest of the season from just beating Liverpool.
It's in our hands. It's in our hands, and
This
we're
is a
in
good
good form,
question.
and players are getting
I like this
confidence in the
question.
right place.
I like this question.
Same, but the reasons it's just layered versus the Lavia and Fofana
I mean,
injuries.
there's a lot to it, right? Like, first it comes down to like like you said, Lavia, and then B, it comes down to like both of our strikers getting injured last day of the window. But those strikers, I mean, he like refused to play Gu in the Premier League until like end of December. Mid to end of December. He was like around Christmas time is the first game Gu had against West Ham.
Barely got minutes. Barely got 15. A window.
And he played well. He had 15 and he played well.
Didn't use both windows.
Didn't use both windows to get a striker.
And just
didn't
also
use the January window at all, really. You use
so many
January
moments in the game, like the Man City
January to make us weaker.
Bring in Chelsea players. No, let's bring in somebody for Strasbourg. We're very intelligent,
right?
people.
It would have been Trev too.
Yeah, we acted like Trev was a new signing.
I mean, it was.
Oh,
it really
mate.
was in the end because we didn't get nobody else.
Shit, there's something else that whole window.
So yeah, like
else.
that's why we're here in the first place. Is because the sporting director sat on their hands for entire.
And also, don't forget the forward line just deciding to forget how to shoot for 4 months. Literally, It's like, I don't know what happened to all of them, but confidence just went.
Yeah, I still don't know what's wrong with Palmer.
Same. So I'd just leave him with like 10 Swedish snow bunnies tonight and just hope it does a job. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, maybe I'd make his girl leave him. Maybe he can actually be free.
Hey, she dating a football player. She gotta know this comes of it.
The Enzo thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Enzo
she
scored,
should know as well.
Enzo scored like back-to-back games after he was trying to leave his wife.
It's the thing. If you're trying to be with a football player and expect loyalty, haha. That's why they're picking you, because you ain't smart.
That's actually a great ass point. That's why.
Oh yeah, bro. Football players are whores, man. Straight whores. You'd be lucky to find a more loyal one. Bar Thiago Silva, I genuinely can't think of one that I've heard that isn't a whore. And even him, I bet he got about it back in the day. He was 30-something and settled.
Yeah, C-Nack. Absolutely, C-Nack. Absolutely, C-Nack. Just for you, always. Welcome. Absolutely, C-Nack.
Welcome, my friend.
So yeah, like I think it's in our hands at least. At least it's in our hands. You just gotta do your job every week. Because I don't think any of these teams are better than us. Not one of these teams are better than us. And the way that Liverpool are gonna be at like when they play us, bro, I just don't see it. They're not better than us, bro. None of these teams are better than us. And I honestly, Nani got to keep playing the way he's playing. Nico played great today. I liked what I saw.
The ball like that.
Yeah. Nico today, bro. Nico's ball striking in the last 2 games. Where has it, bro? Bro went from 5 shot power to 25 shot power this week, boys. Like, bro, smack these shit, smack the fuck out of both those balls, bro. And then the first goal today was like vintage Nico Jackson, him actually working hard and getting a goal. Like that's what a Nico Jackson goal normally looks like. You know what I'm saying?
Like this is another example of why he is so important, whether he's scoring or not.
But I do think a player like you could help him. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not just him, because I thought Tyreek George wasn't even that bad today.
See, it's not even that, but like I want somebody who could, I say, just push him a little bit more, because I just don't think he's got like the confidence of the coach for that. And I think next season he just needs a loan anyway. Just give him some more minutes somewhere else to grow and develop.
I agree with that, actually, especially if Liam Delap is going to be one of the strikers that come in. And by the way, we could talk about that for a bit. I think me and you are kind of on the same page. Last show, me and Goonie went through like some of the like the transfers that we've been linked with. So we could go through them, me and you, one by one. I enjoy doing this with Chelsea fans. So I'll name a player, right? And in chat, like I want you guys to give me your thoughts as well about the players that I'm gonna name, and then you kind of give me your thoughts on if they fit, what you think, and like what you think if they were to come into the team and in a singularity, right? Like you're buying this player and that's it. You're not like, what does it mean for that, you buying that player, and does it fit for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, so we could start with Liam. Liam's almost at 15 goals, I'm pretty sure. I think he's at 13 or 14. By the end of the season, I do think he'll probably be at 15. Right?
Probably. Depends on the net.
So I mean, that's a pretty good output for a team that's a relegation team, I would say. Very good output, I would say. What's your thoughts, bro? What are your thoughts on Liam Delap? Because the most likely outcome, right? Which seems the most likely outcome, even though Manchester United fans already have him penciled in as their striker next year.
They just don't really move me like that. And it's nothing to do with him as a player. Like, he could be someone that could be sensational in a couple of years, but I feel like I could copy and paste that remark.
Be that long, to be honest.
I think it could be a year or two.
Yeah, I think a team with him, the right team around him, I think he could put a 20-goal season next year with the right team around him.
With the right team, maybe.
Why are you? I mean, how is that? You say maybe, right? But why wouldn't he increase? Right? We're at Ipswich right now. Okay. Maybe because of penalties.
Actually, to be fair, he has been pretty clinical over there too, from what I've heard.
I mean, I think
it's just because I haven't seen him like deal with low blocks. That's the one thing I can't get past.
Yeah,
because it's all transition at Ipswich. So I just don't know about his adjustment to that. That would probably take maybe like a couple months to maybe even an entire season. And whatever the end game would be with him, I want something a bit more immediate, isn't it?
Profile to Nico in the end. I just think his ball striking is just a level above him.
Yeah, he hits the ball well. He is decent in the air, but he's still not really like.
I wouldn't say he's an aerial threat, but he'll win his duels.
Yeah, like I've seen him win it in the air, but I've never seen him like taking headers and thought, "Raw, that one was nearly a goal." It was more like you got a bit of a decent leap. You've obviously got the strength, but it's not there yet.
Well, that's kind of been my thing.
And you ain't got the height like that. He's like 6 foot, 6'1".
Yeah, I mean,
not like a 3-4. Drogba like 6'4".
No, he wasn't.
Was he? Well, was he 6'2"?
Yep. 6'2", 6'1", 6'2". I think they probably generously gave him 6'2".
Oh yeah, he was. Oh fuck, you know.
He just had a leap on him, bro, and he was a physical beast. That's the difference.
Okay, you're starting to sell him a little bit.
People don't realize
Tony can be clinical.
DDA was an anomaly of all football, bro.
Mm.
Like you don't get that type of technique, that type of physicality, that type of aerial ability, unless your name is Romario, bro. Like,
and also just a selfless nature,
bro.
Because he'll bring everybody else into the game. Everyone's like, "Oh, Drogba only gets 5 goals a season, but Lampard's getting 20."
And you know, you could always go direct to him, which is like, it's a lost art nowadays. Where, like, for a team, teams like to play, and it's funny now. Now people like to play direct, right?
Mm.
But they like to play direct to people's feet. If you notice, most times it's a ball going from all the way from the center back coming into the striker that's dropping deep. And it happens every team. You'll notice it. Every team. Because of the way that team's set up and they like the man mark, a lot of the times it leaves that wide open space right through the middle to get to the striker. And the striker's hold-up play will in essence say how well you end up keeping the ball as a team or how well you play.
And Delap definitely looks like he's got that in his locker. Or it could be taught to him.
Yep. But I the one dynamic, he has the he actually is he's actually pretty good, like, one-on-one in the air. Like, when it comes to, like I said, it's not necessarily the him in the box trying to win a ball. It's when the goalkeeper goes long, he's the one latching onto it a lot of the times because his touch is really good. Like, his touch is immaculate, bro. Like if there's one thing that you guys will not have to worry about Liam Delap is a trampoline touch. He does not have that. Like, his touch is awesome. So like his close control dribbling is very good, and it's very similar things to Nico if you put it in perspective. His ball carrying is very good.
And clinical finishing.
Just adding clinical finishing to the Nico package.
Shit, when you put it like that, hey, 30 million might be all right.
Well, at 30 million, no matter what is a good deal. Like, no matter if it's for us to be a starter or for him to replace Nico Jackson as a backup to somebody else. Like, regardless, it's a fantastic deal. Like, if it gets done, whoever gets it done it's immaculate. Like, you're gonna get best of the best in the end.
Hey, Osimhen's still the dream target, but I can't lie. You've brought up a good number of points to this whole Delap argument.
He just and not for nothing, the kid's played striker his whole life, so you're not necessarily like getting this adjustment period of understanding where he's supposed to be positionally. It's instinctual where he's supposed.
Jackson's still going through that. He'll probably still be going for it for another year or two.
Same thing.
We saw with Drogba. He started until 26.
Another great example of this is Xerxes. Xerxes can do everything. He can do everything, but his instincts in the box, it's very poor. Okay, he'll latch onto it, but he can do everything. The kid can do it, ball carry, everything that we just brought up. He can do, but instinctually in the box, that's just something that he hasn't tapped. And I think that also you got to kind of think. Liam has a bigger runway now still. So now we're going from 20. He's a 22-year-old that already has been experienced in the championship, scoring nearly 10 goals, has the experience of scoring 15 goals in the Premier League. Like, I mean, to me, I'm not opposed to this player. Okay. To me, I'm not opposed to it. That's only if that means I can't get Osimhen. Like, but it's now for us, it's the opposite way around. If we don't get the lap, Osimhen's more likely to happen. You see what I'm saying? because the lap deal is too good for you to not try to go and get. Do you see where that's the whole thing? It's like you don't get a striker that scored 15 goals in the league at 30 million. Right now, Lewis, if you try to go ask Wolves for how much they would want for Strand Larson, they'd ask for 50.
This market is finished.
You see what I'm going with this, though?
Finished.
So you're not going to get a striker at that price who scored 15 goals.
And I think what helps us when you compare it to other clubs that would be trying to get him, we're offering an immediate tournament.
Yeah.
We're saying, look, just jump on the plane to the US. Come Club World Cup. You might win a trophy in a month. You're going to be a key part of that, mate. That's a great selling point.
Gardell, you heard Delap Mateta on this channel. That's where you heard that. You actually heard that.
Get both.
On this channel.
Okay.
You heard that on
Okay,
this
now
channel.
we're having a conversation.
Where you heard that was from my friend Lucas. My friend Lucas, he gets it. Me and him are old school watchers of football. We know the type of footballers we like. We talk about it all the time. But yeah.
Mateta is another one. Looks so impressive.
Dang.
So impressive.
We need to give Tierno one more year, in my opinion. He's having a bad second half of the season. He had a really good first half. He scored 10 goals. Villarreal striker. For great first half of the year. And then I think the lack of the move, because he was linked to a bunch of teams, the lack of the move, I think I ended up hurting him for the rest of the season. Yeah, I mean, Mateta, bro. Mateta has been spoken about on this channel multiple times. And he only has a couple years left on his contract, too. I think they just triggered his 1 year option.
2027.
Yep. So Mateta is definitely. I think realistically, people were probably looking at a Delap Jackson Gue combo for our striking lineup next year. That's more.
You see, if Palace want you, you know we love doing a you take a player, we take a player sort of thing.
I don't think Gue goes anywhere. Because let me tell you something, Lewis.
Okay.
Especially because of AFCON, I don't think Gue goes anywhere. I think it's a fight. That's what I think. I think next year is going to be a fight, and I think everyone's going to get a chance. Exactly, Ilya. I agree, bro. I agree. I think the limit for Gue is Diego Costa. That's where I think his ceiling is.
Man is saying the same thing with the Latino.
Yep.
Only one man can be Diego.
Yep. And now it's a fight. Now it's real competition, and it's competition of the top youngsters in the world for that are currently in that spot. If you really look at it, and that, Lewis, is the literal definition of what our team's going to be. Top youngsters all competing for spots, because when it's Quenda and Esteval after this, like everyone has to start worrying about their spot. Like everyone. And that
I guess around that period, that's when we see Noni leaving.
Yep.
Oh, unless he locks up the left side.
Bro, and honestly, I'd love for Nani to get more left side opportunities.
Same.
Especially after that Everton game, I was like, bro, get to that.
I've been asking for him to play on the left for a minute. He's shown me so much left-footed only actions. It's like, just keep him on there. Might as well.
The most painful part of this season for me was when Mark Gue got injured in the same game as Nico. The most painful portion of my season this year, because I watched him and I thought he can take his spot,
and he's finally getting a chance to.
He was about to, and then it snapped out of his out of, and he got injured for longer than Nico did, so he didn't even get an opportunity to come back. Between like the pressing, the pace, the dribbling control, the intuition of where to be at his age, bro. Because Lewis, when we were on stream and we were watching him together, me and you, the one thing I always brought up was he's in the right place. The guy's in the right place. Bro got injured, bro. He got
30 minutes,
injured being
man.
in the right place. It was a cutback. If the ball was better, he's probably scores. Do you see?
Yep.
He got injured being in the right place. He understands him being in the right. He understands being in the right place. Do you see what I'm saying? He literally got injured being in the right spot for a cutback. To me,
It's the worst luck in the world.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Because he would have had the runway. All that Nico Jackson time off, it would have been Mark Gu up top. Not Neto.
We had to deal with Nkunku.
Not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it actually makes sense if we get Liam Delap. Now, Liam, if it's not Liam, then we got other conversations to have, okay? Because the Liam deal is too, like I said, it's too good not to try to get done, okay? And I'm the Osman guy. I'm the Osman guy. I'm the one that I pull out the tin hat right now. It's right, just sitting right there in my closet. I'm the Osman guy, okay? So, like, if there's anybody who understands how badly we need that kind of style of player, it's me, right? But in the end, right? We know the striker that we probably want. I'm gonna give you the option of a couple more strikers real quick, and then we'll move on to wingers because we only got about like 15 more minutes. And then I want to do center backs too. So, what is your thoughts on Victor Gyökeres?
Another one I'm not too sure about. Like, again, great fucking finisher. You already got me aware to the aerial threat thing. He's not really that great in the air. And bar that, like, I haven't looked at him too much because I've never really seen any interest from us to him. That's been like one of the quieter links with us.
Yeah, I just it's more of a curious thing. The other thing is, I'd like for you to, if you ever get a chance. I mean, I know he has a lot of fucking goals, but if you ever get a chance, go watch his goal compilations. Because you could tell a lot about a player from goal compilations. A lot of the times it's not necessarily like, especially when it comes to a striker. It's like, all right, is he playing in a lot of space? The answer is yes. He has a lot of space to play in. Okay? What does he do when he get these goals? A lot of them are him coming off the left for some reason. And I'm giving you these now, and you're going to go watch them, and you're going to be like, hey, that actually kind of makes a little bit of sense. When the ball gets to his feet with his back turned, he's actually really good, by the way. Like when he's back to goal, he's actually very good at getting a player to like understand that he's gonna not go one way and go the other way and turn very quickly and shoot. That's something that's a very underrated skill in football at this point, where it's like, he can be on the half turn at any point. So you're going to have to be able to defend both ways on him. B, if he turns, he's probably going to shoot right away. So you can't really you can't really just give him space because every ball that he hits, it has lift on it. So
yeah,
like you're pretty much putting yourself in a bad scenario with that. If Arsenal get him, it's a curious scenario just due to the fact that I don't know how well he would work in tight quarters when the ball because Arsenal have to play in tight quarters a lot of the times where teams kind of sit back. So I don't know how well he plays. Like, good finisher though, really good finisher.
I feel like for him, they'd be trying to find him like just near the back post or something, like a bit of a lower crosses, the ones that dip down a bit more.
I mean, I think he'd still score 15 to 20 goals in the Premier League at Arsenal. I still do, yeah. But I don't know if 15 to 20 goals is really going to take Arsenal anywhere.
No, because like
I
you could
think-
honestly
no,
replace 15 with Havertz.
well,
You
yeah,
could get
but-
around 10, 15.
yeah, but the thing is I think Victor's game kind of takes away from others, where Havertz's game at least provides like to other he can at least pass the ball somewhere.
Yeah, because the brother can facilitate.
Yeah, that's something I can give him some credit for. And Havertz is better aerially, like point blank. Like he can get you.
Oh yeah.
You can go long to Kai Havertz. Like that's something you can play them together as like a kind of a two. And like
He can leap, he can get up in the air. He ain't clinical in the air, but he's a threat in the air.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll move on from striker. So we'll go from wingers, and we'll do a couple quick ones. Okay.
All right, cool.
What's your thoughts on Semenya?
I like the profile. Physical, he can play on either side the wing. I think he's 2-footed as well. Apparently he's fallen off a cliff the last couple months though.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to write it off just off a bad purple patch. Oh, drop my mic again. But yeah, it's not like I need him now sort of player. Pause.
I'm just
But
not
those
sold.
fit the Swiss Army knife sort of thing that we like.
I'm not sold that he would be capable of taking the jump from Bournemouth to Chelsea. Chelsea personally,
I can hear that.
because I also think he's another player that plays in a lot of space, and his touch is not as good as people make it out to be. He's a decent dribbler, but he's just quick and powerful, like more than a good
Enough of that.
dribbler. What's your thoughts on Gittins?
No, that could be another one that's decent in the future. But from everything I've seen and heard, just it don't strike me as no.
What have you seen?
Raiser.
Take away what you heard. I'm not about to
What?
convince you, by the way. I'm not about to convince you like I did with the lap. I'm not going to do the same.
I know. From what I've seen, some decent finishes off the left, not a lot of consistency. The right is not great. The dribbling, probably
Well,
one of the
he's
best
a left winger.
attributes, but overall, just like it seems like another raw player. Like, could be ready to blow up in a year or two, but as of right now, would just be way too inconsistent for what we're asking for from the wings. And I don't think it's the right move for us. No, big up Maldini.
Danish. I'm glad I didn't have to say it.
You think it's like he'd be better in another league or something?
Nah, just Spurs.
Oh, Tottenham.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Can have that
I
one
think
down.
if he goes to Spurs. The reason I say that is this. Spurs has like a level of like expectation that's not there. So it's like it's the same way, the same kind of stat thing that like Brendan Johnson's kind of doing right now. He can ball out under the radar. Where Brendan Johnson's like, he's not necessarily like, people don't necessarily think he's balling out. But shit, he knows how to get to the back post.
Yep, the Johnson zone and everything.
Yep, he knows how to get to the back post. Straight up. And sometimes that's all you need. That's something that I wish Nani knew how to do better, was better at, to be honest. Because there's so many times where that ball comes all the way across the box. And I'm wondering, where the fuck are you, Nani? Like, you should be on the end of these things. As much as I know my striker's not at the end of them, you should be knowing your striker's not going to be at the end of them, and you should be back there. You know what I'm saying? So
I'll say like the anticipation from a lot of our players ain't good.
Literally, I think that's what he would be best at, is if you give him the ability to just be free. And the same thing with Odegaard. I think Odegaard, if he wants this upcoming year, Odegaard will be better next year. Whoever the team, whoever the coach is, because he's good enough to be able to beat his man and get to the byline and whip a ball in. I think they would replace Tell with Gittins if we didn't get Gittins. And I think Gittins with no pressure at Spurs, playing in English football, being in London.
Because I don't look at Gittins and I think he's shit. He's always going to be shit. I just think, as
That
of right
or-
now, not ready
or
for
he
what
goes
we
home.
need.
Or he goes home to Villa, which is he's a Birmingham kid. Like,
Okay.
like one of those two teams where the expectations just not Chelsea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where I think he would be fantastic. But yeah, I do think we need a winger. I brought up the question of the Enzo for Rodrigo. In your show earlier today on the watch long. I think Rodrigo for both of us is a yes and a
not even a
no
question
zone kind of thing.
Yep.
But the big thing, I think we could get Rodrigo either way, personally, with or without Enzo. If we were serious enough, like if they were really serious about a market opportunity and they were even considering Leao, then you can consider fucking Rodrigo. Like
it would probably be a cheaper all-round package anyway. AC Milan would still outprice Leao or put him up at some stupidness.
Okay, thank you, Mo. I appreciate you, Mo. Morgan Rogers, what's your thoughts on that one?
Definitely seems like a good option off the wing. Obviously, I could see the interest just because of ex-City and all of that. Joe Shields' favourite. But he's a quality player, quality ball carrier, dribbler.
The reason why I don't think it would be 100 million Danish, by the way, sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good. You're good.
The reason why I don't think it would be 100 million is because he's already on 200 bills. So it's a little bit different when you're paying for someone who's on a high contract. You get normally a bit of a discount just because you got to give them that high contract on top of it. I think it would be closer to about 80, probably about 75 to 80. I would say would probably be able to get it done, and I'm sure Madrid would take that amortized. Like I'm sure they would, because they don't care about having the money right away. They would have they would take the money split up. But yeah, I think it's doable. I still think it's very doable. But go ahead. Sorry about that.
Oh yeah, just on Morgan Rogers, like it would be a good option for us off the wing. I think he could give us immediate chance creation and also the ability to beat his man. We've seen that more than enough times from central areas. I think he'd be capable of doing it from wide areas too. And yeah, like if it's serious, I wouldn't mind it. I'm not too sure of how much of a goal threat he is specifically, but he would be an upgrade in that position, even just based off.
I think also he brings a sense of winning to the club too. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Like he's coming from Madrid. You know what I mean? It's like a
he's from Rodrigo.
Big
I was saying Rogers.
No, I was thinking about Rodrigo.
Okay, yeah, goes that.
I think Rodrigo comes up in the bit. He has kind of a big moments. And by the way, I don't think Rogers is a winger. I think the problem that we get with Rogers is that I think the reason Rogers actually makes sense, though, Lewis, here's the reason. I'll tell you why he makes sense. Because he can do both. He can back up Palmer, and it wouldn't be any type of pressure on Estevao to back up Palmer. And then he can play on the left wing, and we can keep Jadon Sancho. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Then it's a flexibility thing. He can play both sides, and there's never a problem with with numbers. And this is if Morgan Rogers, the idea of Morgan Rogers would happen if it's Nkunku, Carney, and Felix all were sold.
You could send one of them to Villa. Felix, Emery.
Yeah. I'm sure there's zero way we get Rodgers without a swap. Zero. There's
because we just done it enough times and tried it enough times with them. Like even with Duran and Gallagher, we would try that multiple times.
I agree, Danish. I agree. I don't think he's good enough to play left wing. I don't think he's quick enough to play left wing. And I also think it removes the capability of his best attribute, which is his ball carrying. Yeah. Yeah, you do a little. You could have Axel. You could have Felix. We'll take Rogers on a decent number. We all win. You know.
That would work. That would work.
Yeah, we all win in the end. Gives them the more depth that they need, and he gives us
And
a
would
player
just
that
improve the fucking
gives us a player that
floor of our attack.
yeah,
would
it
lift
gives us
it.
a player that would improve us in a manner that I think is underrated at this point because I think that Palmer needs competition. I think Arsenal fans would love the idea of getting Morgan Rogers to compete with Odegaard. So why can't we have him to compete with Palmer? And he has the capability of being on the left, but I don't think he's that good on the left. To me, this is us helping Villa again, though. The only reason why we do this is to help Villa again. They take some of our depth and move off some of the pieces that we want to move off of, and we take a piece from them.
And help them with their PSR a bit.
Yep. NBA trades.
That's the way we've been doing it the last couple windows, isn't it?
I mean, Villa too. Look at what they did with Douglas Luiz. It was like cash plus.
Yep. It took the misses with him.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Like all she's been doing is fucking TikToks.
I hear this too, though. I hear this too with Paez. You kind of have to think about Paez for the future. But
Carney, I'm with it as well. Like he might as well just.
Thank you for putting this up, though, Mo, because Yildiz is the same kind of profile to Morgan Rogers. Very similar profile. Probably better off on the left, or probably better off in the middle, but can play on the left. Like that's kind of both of their profiles. I would say Yildiz is a better dribbler, where Rogers is a more physical, powerful dribbler. It's the difference.
Even Yildiz seems to have a bit of strength to his game as well. He's just still at an age where the consistency isn't there.
No, they're both powerful players, but Morgan Rogers is a.
No, he's levels in terms of his development. Like Yildiz still has some way to go in terms of like.
I think it's just more. He's more of like a Loftus-Cheek build compared to Yildiz. Yildiz is more of like a Schürrle build, where he's
a Ruben build would be fucking mental.
You know what I'm saying? That's kind of where I'm going with it. Morgan Rogers is very tall, by the way. I don't know.
Just reminded me about fuck. I hated what happened to Ruben, bro.
Yeah, bro. Don't even get me started.
Yeah, man.
That's a whole nother that we can do post.
I know that just got me in my feelings for a second. That fucking friendly
type shit, like on another show for sure. We'll do off the cuff soon. We'll do this show again. Like I think this was a good one.
Definitely.
But all right. So I have 2 minutes left. There's one player. There's one question. Okay. 2 center backs. Who are you picking?
I don't know. I'd be so real. Like we're linked with Højlund to death, and I don't mind Højlund as long as you bring me another centre back because it's pointless without the experience.
I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be 2. We're going to make massive centre back sales in the summer.
Who'd be a realistic experienced centre back pick that isn't really like fucking Guehi, because we all know Guehi's out there. Murillo, if we don't get UCL, I could hear it. I mean, if they don't,
I don't think that there's an unrealistic option, Danish, to be honest. Like the only unrealistic option that I would say is probably Bastoni. Like that's probably the only unrealistic option. 2 center backs, chat. Who are you going with?
I'd say Højlund or Bissek, one or the other, because it wouldn't be worth getting both. And then it would have to be an experienced one with them. My shameless pick is still AC, but I know his injury record's been awful this season.
Yeah,
that wouldn't really help the case.
I don't know if it's injury or they just hate his ass.
Damn, he pissed them off too.
I don't know. I
heard he's been out for months.
Because he's made benches, bro. It's not like he hasn't made benches.
I swear, I thought he's only just got back now.
All right. I'm gonna let me like rephrase the question one more time before I go. Højlund goes to Real Madrid. two center backs.
Oh, then I'm with Bissek. Then I'm with Bissek and somebody else.
Would you do Bissek Gehi?
I wouldn't mind. I kind of want someone who's got a bit more like trophy winning experience, but like he would still give you leadership. He would still give you a level of experience.
Yeah, I know, Danish. Really, the other option, the place that he would actually go if it wasn't us, it would be Liverpool. But I think there's an old adage: once you're a bitch, you're always a bitch. And I'm gonna be honest. Anything that has to do with buying players in any short way, shape, or form, a Todd Bowley project will always shit on an FSG project in every sport ever known, period. Okay? This goes into baseball. This goes into football. That is, we're talking about anytime Bowley wants a player, okay, or it's a Bowley project wants the player. I don't give a shit, Phineas.
Yeah, this is a Clear Lake project. This ain't a Bowley one.
Anytime a Bowley level project wants a player, they end up getting it over an FSG player. And that's the fact. Phineas, guess what? FSG just won the league. Well, fucking Bowley just won the World Series. So, two can play at that game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm gonna take your
I don't know
word
what
on
else
that.
to tell you. All right, so anyways, I appreciate everyone coming in. Knicks played 25 minutes, so I gotta get ready for that. So I'm gonna lose my voice for the next fucking 2 hours watching that. So
Let's hope we get another W, man. Just wrap up the day.
I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you guys catch us tomorrow, because tomorrow's gonna be a good ass stream with Goonie. We're gonna have a good ass stream with Goonie.
Damn right, man. Big
So,
up
hope you have a
everybody.
great night, guys.
Great to be on.